Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the Taurus October 2017 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Well, anyway, people. Well, for Taurus, okay, the Sun is going to be in Libra from October 1st to October 23rd. As far as October goes, that's the span it's going to be in from the 1st to the 23rd. And anyway, well, for Taurus, that could be a period of strong focus in work, relationships, incorporating that charm and diplomacy and tact into the daily routine. This could be matters of shining in work-related matters, and also about maybe shining with even something balanced health-wise, such as a balanced diet. Many of you may know I have Taurus rising, and that's something I may have to start emphasizing soon. Now, the Sun is going to be in Scorpio as far as October goes, from October 23rd to the 31st. So for Taurus, the 7th house is what's going to be emphasized and highlighted. And well, as far as the Sun goes, now this could be a time where a Taurus may want to shine perhaps more in relationships. It could be about having a strong focus on dealing with open adversaries. Some may actually be Scorpio people or embody Scorpio-like characteristics. And really, it could be really what could be happening too during this time. Keep in mind, this could be about business partnerships as well. And really, and there could be a very strong focus with this in really showing a lot of emotional, Scorpio-like emotional intensity connected with it, and resourcefulness and matters dealing with business partnerships. And really, this also to look at, you're going to have the full moon in Aries on October 4th, and of course the 12th house is going to be highlighted and emphasized for Taurus. So this could be a time where Taurus might be getting tired. I mean, so a lot of times when you have the full moon, it's when you've had enough of something. When something's full, reaches culmination, you might be getting tired and exasperated at perhaps maybe something connected with your private life, maybe not having the solitude and seclusions you want. Could be some kind of contentious situation that's going on behind the scenes, so to speak, something in private, and maybe really, I mean, because this Aries energy could be very combative, and it could just be some kind of private battle that maybe might be coming to a conclusion or to a close at this particular point in time for Taurus, and could be just basically enough is enough, something that's making you're angry or acrimonious in your private life, maybe coming to a conclusion. Now, the new moon in Libra is going to take place October 19th, and that's going to highlight and emphasize the 6th house for Taurus. So this could be a start of some kind of something new connected in the work life, in the employment life. It could just be maybe some new work relationship. Perhaps it might be something Libra related. It could be something connected with the law, such as being an attorney, a paralegal, working as a judge, doing something maybe even connected with the arts. Could be another example, such as music. It could be drawing, painting, something Libra related, something where maybe working as a mediator. And it could be just, something new connected with your health, starting that new balanced diet. Maybe that's what's going to happen with me at this time, because when the new moon in Libra takes place, that's going to be it'll be in my 6th house. So thought that's interesting. And I believe it's going to be close to my natal Jupiter as well. So maybe I'll have some luck in that, whatever it is for me. Anyway, Mercury will be in Libra from October 1st through the 17th as far as October goes. And of course, that will be the 6th house that will be highlighted and emphasized for Taurus. So there could be a lot of communications, ones that are tactful, diplomatic, and really involved in your work life. It could be about reconciliation, communication, having balanced communications with people in your employment. And it could be a lot of thinking about having some kind of balanced situation with your health, so to speak, and in your daily routine, thinking about dispersing things very evenly as far as your daily routine goes. Now, Mercury will be in Scorpio as far as October goes, from October 17th through the 31st. And that, for Taurus, the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could be a lot of incisive communications, perhaps with open adversaries. It could be ones that are very caustic and sarcastic. Your mind, maybe you're really trying to be resourceful, thinking of things where you could be resourceful in dealing with these open adversaries, and also perhaps in some scenarios even legalities. This could be a lot of intense communications, perhaps with a significant other as well. And it could be a lot really thinking about really digging deep into things maybe connected with maybe documents. It could be things that are hidden, that you're going to be searching for, and using Scorpio-like investigative ability to find and trying to think of where maybe these things are located. So that could be another possibility as well. So anyway, another thing is that the next thing I want to talk about is Venus will be in Virgo from, as far as October goes, from the 1st of October to the 14th. And that will be, of course, the 5th house will be highlighted for Taurus. Now, this could be a lot of enjoyment, perhaps in doing something. Maybe it could be with children. It could be something that might involve maybe, because it is Virgo, something where you're doing things of an intellectual nature. It could be playing games that challenge the mind with children, such as like haiku or Tetris, for example. Something that will be intellectually challenging. This could be a period of strong intellectual, analytical amusement and enjoyment that you truly love. And it could be with somebody you find a relationship with as well. You might, because you have Venus is about love and romance, and having this having the 5th house being emphasized and highlighted with this, well, it could be something where you find some kind of love using that Virgo discretion, and a love that you might actually enjoy, being that we're talking about the 5th house being highlighted. So anyway, well, Venus will be in Libra from, as far as October goes, from the October 14th through the 31st. And of course, the 6th house is what will be highlighted for Taurus. So given that, well, this could indicate that Taurus, if unattached, may find some kind of love, perhaps at work. It could be about enjoyment of maybe a work relationship. Perhaps it could be about maybe receiving, employment. You're always getting money, but you're having Venus, the planet of money. As far as the Taurus goes, this is the 6th house, what's going to be emphasized and highlighted. Maybe it could be a little bit more than what Taurus anticipated. It could be something monetary, maybe coming that way work-wise, that maybe wasn't anticipated. This could also be, it could be a relationship for Taurus that Taurus finds at the workplace. So, and also about having peaceful work situations, and using that Libra ability perhaps to compromise and negotiate in the process. This could be a time where it really could be very peaceful in the work life for Taurus. But I'm going to get to a reason why maybe at times it may not be in the near future for Taurus, but I'll get to that momentarily. Now, and anyway, Mars will be in Virgo as far as October goes, from October 1st through the 22nd. And of course, that's going to highlight the 5th house for Taurus. And this could be a lot of, it could be some acrimonious situations, perhaps, maybe with children that are being overly judgmental and critical. It could be with somebody in your love life. It could be a romantic partner. This could be something where a lot of this energy, though, I mean, could be put into a vitality and energy being put into things of some kind of intellectual, analytical amusement, extrapolation of data. People, keep in mind the fifth house is sports, and Virgo is about analysis. So you might, I mean, it could even be, I mean, we talk about extrapolation of data. It could be people that are into fantasy football that are projecting stats. This could be a more active time for those people, for example. And Taurus people are generally very good with details anyway, so this could be a good thing if you're talking about somebody that has a Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant, and they have this transit and they're into fantasy football. Could be very auspicious period for them. Now, Mars will be in Libra from, as far as October goes, from the 22nd to the 31st. And now, let's talk about a little bit earlier that there might, I mean, you might have some peaceful situations at work, but with Mars being, with the sixth house being emphasized for Taurus with Mars during this time, well, there could also be some acrimonious ones as well, because, I mean, Mars is about battle, it's about combat, and it also could be some work-related accidents as well. Mars in Libra can be kind of, it's not really confrontational, it's a little bit more passive-aggressive, but at the same time, it still could be some tough situations with employees. It might not be ones that are very outward, that they're very loud and there's a lot of arguing and fighting, but you might see this kind of subtle resistance and people not maybe responding to you in your work life. If you're a fellow employees, if you're a supervisor, it could be the employees maybe not responding to your requests perhaps. So anyway, well, Jupiter will be in Libra as far as October goes, from the 1st to the 10th before it goes into Scorpio. So this could be a period, I mean, the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus, so it could be some luck perhaps and fortune connected work with the work life for Taurus. I mean, Jupiter is generally very benign, very benevolent. At the same time, it could also enlarge things. It could expand perhaps some health-related issues. It could be something Libra-related, such as the lower back. I've had issues with the lower back. I have Jupiter in Libra in my natal chart in conjunct my ascendant, and I also have Libra on the cusp of the sixth house, so imagine that, right? But it could be a lot of enthusiasm and exuberance, maybe in terms of work-related, maybe attaining some work-related relationships and relationships connections you make perhaps from the work you do, and there could be some luck connected with that as well. Now, Jupiter will be in Scorpio as far as October goes from the 11th to the 31st. So this could be a time for Taurus. Well, okay, the seventh house is what will be highlighted and emphasized. So this could be some luck and fortune connected with being triumphant and victorious over open adversaries by showing resiliency, by showing resourcefulness, and maybe even guile, maybe to some degree, and using a lot of inner fortitude, I would say, and courage. I think those are some things to look at as far as this goes. This could also expand relationships that are connected with Scorpio, I think, such as if you're in astrology, could be a very auspicious period for expanding astrological, occult, supernatural type relationships. If you're in psychology, be very favorable and advantageous as well for increasing those relationships. Now, next thing I want to get to, Saturn will be in Sagittarius, so it will still be in Sagittarius this month of October. So, and that will be, of course, the 8th house will be highlighted and emphasized for Taurus. So this could be perhaps there might be some limitations and restrictions and tied into others' resources. You might be more, it might be a time where you might have to be responsible for some past debts to some degree. And it might be maybe there's some responsibility to even a transformation of some kind of philosophy in one's life at this time. And maybe in some cases it can be having to take care of maybe if you're in an intimate relationship, maybe being more responsible for that person. Maybe it could even be um, somebody that you are in an intimate relationship, might even have some kind of limitation or debilitation that you have to take care of. So anyway, well, the next thing, well, Uranus will still be in Aries, so of course the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. And this could be, I mean, some Taurus people might be experiencing some disruptions in their sleep, in their private life. I mean, I have transit Uranus in my 12th house right now, so I understand that completely. This could also be maybe some inner genius that Taurus is experiencing, but they're not really ready to unleash it and let it out quite just yet. Um, there really might, I mean, I think that could be a possibility as well. And it could also be maybe some Taurus people might be dealing with some hidden adversaries that might be like, Uranus like qualities. Or maybe embody, like, say, Aquarius type qualities, or maybe in some Uranus like professions, such as astrology or innovation or something with computers, electronics. But there can be a lot of unpredictability right now in the private life for Taurus with this transit. It could be things connected with anger episodes as well, perhaps from others, given that Uranus is in Aries. Now, Neptune will still be in Pisces. It's going to be retrograde in the 11th house, of course, is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So this could indicate perhaps in some cases, and isolated cases, you might have some Taurus people, if they were involved in drugs or drinking before, it could be something they could be going back to, or it could be friends. Actually, what it really is, more than anything, it could be friend, because 11th house is the house of friends and acquaintances, and maybe more that it could be a friend or acquaintance might be going back to something during this time, as far as perhaps some kind of drug or alcohol use. This could be very chaotic period in the life for Taurus, with as far as friends and associations go, and ones that might be rather deceptive as well. At the same time, this could still increase friendships, perhaps in the metaphysical, which could include astrology, and it may be that Taurus might be going back to some of those as well. So, I mean, I think that's really what I'm seeing as far as that goes. Now, Pluto will still be in Capricorn. Of course, the 9th house is what is highlighted during this time for Taurus. So in some cases, it could be, in isolation, it could be a death of an in-law, of a grandchild, in some isolated cases. And a lot of times this is a strong transformation, metamorphosis associated with one's philosophy or one's religion. And it's really about, when you look at this, this could be about having really power over your own convictions, I think, as well, having, as far as the 9th house being emphasized with Pluto during this time. So, and remember that Pluto, unlike Saturn, it could actually obliterate it and destroy it. It doesn't just restrict like Saturn. So it could be some old philosophies that you might be tearing down at this time and ready to start a new one. So, or maybe some religious belief as well. So anyway, well, the North Node will still be in Leo during this time for October 2017. So, and of course, the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. And it could be during this time that Taurus might be really, as far as the future goes, the home life is what could be emphasized, and really it could be with certain extravagance connected with the home and with the family. And it also could be getting ready for preparing for the end of life, that latter third perhaps part of your life. And it might take some exorbitant Leo-like funds maybe to get the preparation for it, starting some kind of retirement fund perhaps, and also really taking pride and dignity with things that are at home to you. And really, and I think this is about, and it could also be some kind of entertaining from the home, perhaps, whether it's YouTube videos, getting recognition perhaps for something that's home related. Now, The next thing I want to get to is that the Black Moon Lilith will still be in Sagittarius during this time. And this could be, the 8th house is what's going to be highlighted and emphasized for Taurus. So this could be something where you might have some, it could represent an unveiling connected with an 8th house. It could be over an intimate, maybe somebody in an intimate relationship you're having with, over maybe some warped philosophy this person has. It could be someone, or just an unveiling that maybe surprises you. Connected with that, I mean, this could, I mean, when you have this Black Moon Lilith, I mean, a lot of times it could just be an unveiling, and it could also be, I mean, Sagittarius doesn't work, is not, there's nothing small about Sagittarius energy, people. So it could be something even prodigious, maybe connected even with the, maybe something with gambling, maybe about you in some cases, that's unveiled, where you're wind up having where you're forced to finally pay a debt, perhaps. I mean, that could be another thing as well. I mean, this is about our debts, you know, the 8th house. So I think that could be another possibility for Taurus during this time. So also, last but not least, Chiron will still be in Pisces, and the 11th house is what will be highlighted for Taurus. So this could be some wounds and suffering Taurus might be experiencing, maybe from friends that are deceptive and duplicitous, friends that, you know, it could even be some that are into recreational drug use, alcohol use. At the same time, it could be a period for Taurus to show healing in terms of using compassion for their friends, and maybe through something, I mean, a metaphysical aspiration, such as an astrological aspiration, could be another possibility. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the Taurus October 2017 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Gemini October 2017 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.